What's up, everybody? I'm sure a few of you thought I forgot to switch the stream. How's everyone going today? It is the day before the US jobs numbers. Of course, we have non-farm payrolls coming on in, and we've got markets doing this, doing the worm. They're worming around. They are not moving that much. Specific sectors flying. Biotech. CRISPR, Beam. The community should know by now. That's why we love these stocks. And it's all about picking the right sectors at the right times. You know, there's been some pretty nice moves. AMD fired yesterday. Congratulations to AMD traders. Boom goes the dynamite. I think we've been on top of this one pretty well. Been covering it quite a lot recently, and it has been firing on all cylinders. Beam, congratulations to holders of this crazy CRISPR stock. Look at this thing. Woo! Hot dang, that thing's been flying. And then, of course, the old CRISPR stock, the old CRISPR itself, moved heavily yesterday. It was a pretty good day on these. It was not a great day for other stocks. And I think it really just brings up the point of you got to be very, very selective in what you're in when you get into things, and understanding what we discussed yesterday as a community together, which is sectors and sector analysis. Now, few people, just quickly, I said I'd do this for a member that messaged me. They asked me a question of, Tom, what's the unemployment figures, the jobs numbers tomorrow going to mean? So here's the jobs numbers. This is, of course, going to be 1 hour before the New York Open in the US. Now, if we get this jobs number and it comes in as expectation is 700K. Most bankers, most institutions seem to be calling like 800,000, even though the projected figure is 700K. We need to think about what currently this is meaning to the market. So we have a theory, okay? And that theory goes like this. Slightly bad news, guys, equals good for the market. So if it comes in underneath expectations, just slightly, just a little bit underneath, I believe that is good for a market. What do you guys think? Is that good for the market? Because what does it mean? Less likely that the Fed will taper early. Remember, they're going to be talking about tapering. We also know that the Fed is historically gutless when it comes to doing these things. 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, they did bugger all. They did nothing and very little for a very long time. And that's why slightly bad news, while you think, oh, that's bad for the economy, how's the market go up? It's keeping that tap on. Now, if we hit the target, so target equals hit, how do I perceive that? I still think that's good news. Now, if we get a really bad number, let's say we come in 250K underneath, so really bad news, I think that's bad news. And why is that? Because really it doesn't justify the current stock price. Yes, we could be seeing longer stimulus coming into the market. However, when you think about it, what does really bad news mean? It means bad recovery. It means bad jobs numbers, bad overall economic health. Does the stock market deserve to be at all-time highs? So that's why we need to think of really bad news is bad. That will probably tank the market. Because if they're talking about tapering, then the market's going to say, whoa, everything matters now. Because we've got bad news. We're unsure whether you're still going to taper. Are you meeting all your goals and everything with this bad news? We're not comfortable. Let's send that down. And I think also really high news. So let's say it's 200K above. I think that's actually bad for the market as well. Because again, the talking about tapering becomes further and closer in, and the market is always a forward-looking machine. A lot of people don't know, but the market looks 12 to 18 months in advance. So I've written a lot of crazy stuff here on the stream, but these are my beliefs coming into this non-farm. Slightly bad news is possibly the best news we can have tomorrow. Slightly bad news. Not really bad, but slightly bad. And both of these should be good, and even though really, really good news, so really good news should be good, I think in this case, it is bad. A strange world we live in when good news is bad and slightly bad news is good. You know, it's bad. It doesn't make any sense, but that's what happened back in 2014, 2013, 2015, those years. It's all about how long can we force the Fed to keep the tap on. And this is said here by John Moore exactly. Mark says next 6 months will all be about monetary policy. Yes. I don't know why we're on BTC shorts here. Let's get a more interesting screen up. But yeah, it's all going to be about realistically everything to do with monetary policy, and it's super annoying. And I remember this very well back in 13, 14, 15, and it just sucks because you know what? Then we all have to pay attention to every single time Powell talks, every single time the FOMC has a meeting, every single giant, little bit of information suddenly matters. It's actually not a great time to be trading or even investing because you're always on tenterhooks. It sucks, but that's the reality that we're in. And it's because the Fed has put us in this situation that now all of a sudden it's not just like good news is good and bad news is bad. And we look at trajectory plots and we say, okay, let's get all of these little snippets of information together, guys, as a community. Let's plot how many good bits of information versus bad bits, and we can easily ascertain what's going to happen. When you've got a artificial tap on, you need to know their minds. And when we can read the Fed's mind, when we know what Papa Jerome says and what he's going to do, we have more chance of being successful. My personal opinion, Papa Jerome doesn't want to pull the pin. It's too hard for him. It's too hard for any central banker to take away the pin. And they will try to be very slow and very considered about this. They're not just going to go like this. And why? Because they haven't in the past. It's too hard, and then people yell at them at dinner parties. And they don't want to be yelled at dinner parties, guys. Maybe they play golf. I don't know. Maybe Jerome goes out in the golf course and he doesn't want his buddies to be angry with him on the golf course. Someone might throw a golf club at his head. We don't want that. Well, he doesn't want that. So anyway, let's get into the analysis. That's my rant over here. I think we've got a super chat coming in from Nick Calhor. And also I need to say, thank you very much, Madeline, for upgrading your membership to the day trader status. Please remember to sync your membership with the Discord community. Welcome, and thank you very much for joining the community. We're over 200 members. Thanks to you guys. Appreciate each and every one of you. Whether you're a member, whether you're just a viewer, whether you're someone that likes us, whether you're a disliker, you guys all matter. I don't even know if dislikes even count anymore in the YouTube algorithm. They probably don't. Nick Calhor, but don't dislike the stream. Come on, guys. It's $4.99. Tom, 2 is a lot. So don't do both if it's too much. But, I get what you're saying there, Nick. But I've got VYGVF, broke a long-term downtrend, and PDD, fighting the 50. Both green. Thoughts and love ya. All right, Nick. Thank you very much for the donation. We'll check both of those out very soon. But first, we've got to talk about oil. Oily, oily, oily. It's an oily day. 76 almost hit. I was kind of hoping it wouldn't move so quickly, so I could crap on about it during the stream and be like, told you guys, when it breaks the top of the channel, we're all looking good. But unfortunately, oil went so quick, guys. It's smashing the targets right now. Breach on the 1 hour. Now, this is where top-down analysis comes into play. So you look at this on an 8 hour, and you can see no closed confirmations either side. Important. You look at it on a 4 hour. No closed confirmation either side. There's the last close. Important. We look at it on a 2 hour. No closed confirmations above this point, so we can keep our line. We look at it on a 1 hour. We suddenly get a closure. We get a pullback straight after that closure. And then, of course, the rocket ship commences. Now, you've actually got two choices to get in here. Grab it straight as it breaks the new high. You take a position. You obviously could take a position on the pullback or on the close itself. This thing is slamming into resistance right now. It's about to hit 76. For me, it marks an interesting and important day. I'm going to have to close up oil. Oil is gone for me, guys. Congratulations. I love it. Black Gold. Good work, Black Gold. Thank you. Thank you for your service to our trades. You have done amazingly well. I know you could spike to 76.85, but I don't care. It's done, guys. I'm done with it. I'm sick of it. It's over. It has hit, as far as I'm concerned, everything that I ever wished from the Black Gold. Now, will we start to see a potential little spike excess phase? It's possible, but be careful here. We are hitting a weekly resistance. Now, a lot of people say, Tom, it's going to $100 now. It's going to $80. It's going to $90. It may well do so. But if it does, It's doing it without me. And I'm not on the gravy train no more, because the gravy train, as far as I'm concerned, it is amazing. Amazing how well Black Gold has done. 3% up today. It's been smashing it through 67. And it just shows you there's a time to be in and there's a time to be out. And I feel like it's time that I'm done with it. Could it continue to go ballistic? Yes. And this is something I actually wrote it in the secret tips of our Discord community this week. I wrote it in the secret tips. And I said... and it was to do with shop. Let me show you guys before we do some of these super chats. It was to do with this stock. And I'm gonna share it here because it's super important. We had an aim, and that aim was to take it to the resistance, the 1490 zone. This was something I posted in the private community. It was called Chart of the Day. It is designed to be a technical kind of thing so that you guys can see what's going on. You can see the channel. Now let's have a look here. We've got a beautiful flag. We breached the flag with it's ruthless aggression in a stock that we know is driven by Cathie Wood acolytes all the way up. The acolytes continue to push through and they slam it into the level. Now, if you take profit up here and you say that was my plan, and then it goes an extra 5%, which it did the next day, and you feel bad about it, never feel bad about it, guys. You have come up with a great solution. I mean, damn great. You've found a resistance. You've had a plan, you've stuck to your plan, and you've taken your profit. You never go broke taking a profit at the correct levels that you are putting in place. You know what happens after that? It goes excess and it tries to trap you. Sneaky Wall Street. They go, oh yeah, let's push it through and make everyone think, oh, this thing's going to the moon. Get on. We got to get on. And then what happens? It does a consolidation of boringness and probably pulls back. So there's nothing wrong with taking profit at the correct zone. There's nothing wrong with having a plan and letting the rest run. And you know what? You can't always be the oracle of the market. You're not ever going to extract every single bit of movement. Mostly trading and investing is about sitting on your hands, doing nothing, and operating when you see a great opportunity. And there's so many markets and opportunities out there. We've seen genomics recently. I can tell you there'll be more in the future. We've seen financials and materials and industrials run through the November period. We've seen epic moves in the crypto world, then crashes in the crypto world, potentially new epic moves in the crypto world. We'll talk about it soon. We've seen crazy moves in the NASDAQ. We might even be possibly, soon seeing a crazy run on the Chinese markets. We don't know yet, but there will always be another opportunity. I never want people to feel FOMO on the channel. Guys, never feel FOMO. And that is my rant over. Let's now get back into it. Here's Madeline says, I don't know when to sell my NVIDIA. It's actually a great stock to bring up here, Madeline, because yes, a lot of people, I thought 700 was a cool take profit personally on this. It's got to 800. Do I think that's a cool take profit? I do. I feel like it's a good take profit. Every $100, it's giving you the opportunities to get back in. You take it at 700, it breaches the zone, and you start swearing at the screen, and you get a bit annoyed. Maybe some of you don't swear. So we throw a rock at our monitor, and we feel bad about it. We smash a watermelon in our backyard, whatever floats for your anger. Go punch the boxing bag. And then it pulls back and actually gives you the conservative entry to re-enter a trade. And this is often what will happen. It's kind of like Shopify. Shopify breaches the zone, and it could have come back and give us a little buy opportunity, and then we could have continued on with it. NVIDIA technically did. We talked about it. Little long leg doji, and then big movement, and then, of course, a huge rejection hammer here. And it hits 800. Is that a psychological zone? Yes. We know it's going to a split, and we also have got to think about it logically. This stock has moved since the breakout 40%. It is now worth, market capitalization, super important, $500 billion. $500 billion for NVIDIA. Arguably an amazing AI play, robotic play kind of concept in the future. But it is ultimately a graphics card company that makes an NVIDIA Shield that I have and some other things. It is the biggest and best, and it is running the sugar high of the crypto. In fact, let's actually go through time here just quickly, because we've got the sugar high of the crypto. Let's think about NVIDIA back in the 17 run. So this is all crypto fueled, and then it started to stagnate after the crypto fueling, and then of course pulled back in that crash of the 18 techs. So this was the big run through the crypto, through the demand, through the move of this. And I know there's a lot more going on here. It kept running a little bit, and then it did it. I think that NVIDIA is a classic case of buy the rumor, sell the fact. But you know what? I might be proven wrong. We'll find out very soon when the stock splits. What do you guys think in the chat? Is it overpriced? $500 billion. Maybe we should do some fundamentals on it at some point. All right, Nick, let's do your ones. Let's do PDD. Pinduo. Now, this stock, I don't know what to think about it, man. Big weekly, huge long leg doji, indecision, 20 moving average weekly, unable to be breached. Let's go to the daily for you. Big movement up, big movement down. Now, Pinduo, it's basically like a JD or an Alibaba for people that don't know. This stock, as far as I know, seems to sell tissues and toilet paper to people online. I'm not kidding. That seems to be one of the things that is their biggest seller on their website. Now, it's kind of like, as I understand it, Taobao. Now, I've never used it. I don't particularly care to use it, but I know the average spend is very low. But they have done massive inroads. Now, a lot of people call it words that I will not talk about on the YouTube channel right now, but a lot of people get pretty fired up about the Pinduo. Is it on a level of support? Yes. When I look at it though, I think, do I want to wait a little bit more? Probably. I just want the decision to be made. Let's see some bullish candle. Let's see the long leg doji have a decision made on it. It's a questionable stock, but we will be talking about Chinese stocks tonight because I think that is an area that we're going to see rotation into. And at this stage, they're kind of deliciously cheap when compared to other hyper stocks. Let's have a look at this. Madeline says, I would like to look at the fundamentals of that. Yes, we will do this. PK Subban says, yes, they only sell GPUs. Yep. K Kennedy says, NVIDIA seems a bit overextended, but what do I know? Well, maybe you know a lot, K Kennedy. NVIDIA is crazy overpriced, says Ed Jones. Yep. Jager Croft says, Elon Musk tweeting about Doji. There will be some action today. Dear God, help us. Elon Musk on the Twitters again. That's not good. Condor777 says, holding NVIDIA for 10 to 15 years. So you've got a plan here. I like this, Condor. Don't downvote the video, Condor. Not taking profits. Business is awesome. Agreed. And it's going to $1 trillion in value at least. Now, if you have that timeline, I totally agree with you. The AI plays are where I believe NVIDIA is good. I've got an NVIDIA Shield, and you can buy normal Netflix. You press the upscaler tool, and it makes it 4K. Okay, it's a fake 4K, but, it's cool. It is the best television, little button-pressing device, Droid TV thing that I have ever used. And I definitely think that NVIDIA is putting out quality products and not slamming the market with crap. And I'm impressed. And they're clearly ahead in the graphics card game, and everyone wants their card. And guess what? Tom here, I don't have their card. I have the old 1080 Ti. It sucks. I don't have none of the new cards, but I would buy one, so therefore I'd be giving you, the stockholders, money. I feel like NVIDIA still buy a rumor, sell a fact kind of event at $800. But you know what? Price action is dictating something else. It's hit 800 and it's still running a little bit there. Okay, the other one we had, so PDD, long leg doji, I'm waiting for more information. I would love to see the 20 breach with a bullish candle. And I still think there's a lot of legs in it. Look how it went and where it is now. So you can probably afford to wait for more information. It is on support on the smaller time frame. The other question you've got here is VYGVF. Voyager Digital. All right. Let's have a look. We're going to have to get down. Well, firstly, hot dang this thing on support. It's done us dirty once before. That breach is a dirty breach. I actually stick with this TA. Consolidation, breach, should have at least run to here. I'll stick with that. That is quality TA above the moving average, which makes me very annoyed at the stock. Okay. It is on support. It has been making a series of lower highs. And I want to see this damn thing make a new higher high. Now, it's trading at $17 flat. Oh, wow. What time frame do we go down to here? 2 hours? I mean, recently, it's done another repair. Oh, it's done another repair. You guys can see the repair here. See the repair? Where do we feel good about it? I don't know. I don't know where we feel good about it. Volume was big for 2 days here, which shows that there was a lot of buying accumulation. Was it historically big volume? No, but there was a lot of historical big volume through this buy day. I feel like it's in repair, but I'd be saying, really, I just want it to breach these two little resistance highs, and then maybe I would be employing a scale opportunity here, where I would say, okay, I'm scaling. That's my plan, blah, blah, blah. Why? Because it makes sense that it is on a recovery path and it's doing the right things. There is some volume underneath here, which shows us that that was a false break and that Nasty Wall Street or someone wanted it. So it's an interesting stock. I might even put it in our watch list. We've got Greg Hartman coming in with a 2-month subscription. Thank you very much, Greg. Appreciate your continuous support of the channel. We've also got David Brown and Greg Hartman. David Brown and another few people that have subscribed to the channel. Appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you very much, guys. Mama says, at Tom, I did it again. Used Presic for my first swing trade. CHPT made dollars. Used that dollars to Presic my second winning swing trade, AMD. Oh, yeah, AMD is good, man. Going to analyze my 2 entry/exits, but my noob account is slowly growing. Congratulations, Mama. Great to see someone in the community using the Presic tools that are in our course. Look, all the Presic tools really are is a business plan. You're effectively making a business decision when you place a trade. You've got to think about it that way. It's not about the FOMO. It's not about just jumping in and being like, oh, Papa Pal or Tom or FX Evolution or whatever said this. Well, firstly, education, guys. That's what I'm teaching you. But if someone says something, step back for a second, think about it logically, and get with the program of making your own ideas. If I disappear, if your favorite YouTuber disappears, if your Twitter following fintech, person that spams you all day with ideas disappears, can you think for yourself? Are you a smooth-brained ape, or are you the ape leading the smooth-brained apes on top of the hill? In Planet of the Apes, there was some smart apes and some really stupid ones too. You want to be the smart one, not the stupid one. We haven't done Tesla yet. No. Congratulations on getting AMD. That's awesome. Tom, how long are you holding CRISP for? Probably a while. Yeah. I got the CRISP. All the CRISPers, I like everything with the word chip in it. The CRISP, the chip, the semiconductor, they're all good. I love the CRISP and the chip. It's good stuff. The CRISP and the chip. Is Square on life support? We'll talk about Square soon. Square's actually probably like almost annoying kryptonite for me. I feel like I could have done better not being in this stock. I mean, is it up a lot? Sure. But I could have done better. Square is annoying. Give me announcements. I would have expected by now that we have more announcements for Square. We need positive. Where's my financial bank that I was promised? Where was it, guys? It's not coming. Look, we're still here with Square. Look at this ascending channel. You can see it. This morning, how do I dare load the Webull? Let me load the Webull. Oh my goodness. By the way, if you want to join Webull, you can do so by clicking the links down below. It doesn't really matter to me. But if you do put $100 in, I get a small tasty treat, which is always nice. And if you don't, that's cool. All right, let's check this out. So what do we got here this morning? CRISPR going up again. Very nice. Let's have a look at the screener. Let's set it for 24.5 to 999. We'll go with the negative billion EPS. All right, here we go. And I actually am going to make my own screener soon for you guys because I'm sick of using this one. It's too many stocks I don't care about in it. So we will get a better one for you guys. So let's have a look at the positives before we do the market analysis and the cryptocurrencies. We've got Intuit, we've got Pioneer, we've got Etsy continuing in that big bull run. I still think Etsy moved pretty hard. We've got Airbnb coming back hard yesterday. Now, we did talk about how I was not impressed with yesterday's price action, but I also did say, people said, oh, would you short it here? I was like, no, I'm not going to short that stock. But I wanted it to break and breach a zone. Maybe today's the day we actually breach the key zone and we can finally think about Airbnb correctly rather than just looking at it going, oh, I hope this thing eventually breaks out. Continue to scroll through. That's what we've got. And on the downside, we have PayPal. We have, where's the Square? Where are you, Square? Are you in here? Do I see it? I'm looking. All right, let me just load it. Because I can't be bothered clicking, we'll just load it. Up 0.08%, so maybe that trend line will continue to hold. This is what I'm looking at, 20 moving average today. As long as Bitcoin kind of starts to sturdy itself up, I guess Square should be purchased off this zone. From a technical perspective, you can see it is a nice ascending, and it's been pretty good to us, especially since we started spotting it over here, and didn't quite hit the top, which means it is weakening. I don't want it through this zone. All right, thank you very much to the 1,100 viewers that are coming in this morning. Awesome to see you guys here. We will be talking about the Chinese stocks. PK Subban says he's swearing at my Square and saying, buy Sophie or SoFi. SoFi? No, I'm not going to do that, man. I'm going to stick to my guns. The Upper Deck Super Chat $5. Thoughts on Aqua and Neo? Thanks for your content. As always, I listen on the way to work from Texas. That's awesome, bro. I hope you've got a self-driving car if you're watching. How do you look at the charts in your car? Do you have like a massive screen? My car doesn't have a massive... Well, I have a screen, but it's not good enough. I need a Tesla, obviously. Madeline says, are you an Aussie? What trading platform do you use? It depends on what you're trying to achieve. I mean, if you're trying to just buy stocks, then you could use a whole bunch of different ones. You could use Pepperstone, which obviously we work with a little bit there in the Forex space and commodities. They have CFDs. You could use IB. You could use IG. You could use Saxo. You could use NAB Trade. Heaps and heaps of different options for you in Australia. It depends whether you want to trade options as well, and then that changes again the brokerages that you might want. If you're interested in that option or that question, probably ask in our Discord community. Some people there will help you out with some ideas, especially if you want to trade the US market, because that changes it from Australia. Let's have a look at Aqua. Is this like the band? Is this Barbie Girl? Is this Ken? Aqua breakout for sure on that time frame. So this has broken out. It's got some okay price action coming into it. In fact, that's actually not bad at all. Let's go to the 4 hour here. Okay, nice. A lot of rejection wicks. All of a sudden, you've made a bullish intention here on the markets, and you can see it's starting to flow through. Not bad. That's good. You're in uncharted space, so it's going to be very difficult. This is a water technology stock. What does it do? Does it provide water? I'm interested in the stock. Why didn't I buy it down here? Let me have a look here at the daily. I just like water stocks. They like my boring rail stocks. Yes. Okay, well, the breach is definitely happening. Was it the Invesco water resources we were looking at yesterday? Did we breach through? Not quite yet. Interesting. So Aqua has breached. In terms of the level, I'm not exactly sure on that one. You'd have to probably just take the range and then go from there. What do you think about Neo? Look, I think Neo basically just wants 55. It looks like it's going to do it off the pre-market today. It's going to hit this level and probably start to consolidate. I find it very hard to believe that Neo is going to hit 60, 64 without consolidating here. It easily breached 50. In fact, it didn't even stop. This is a good sign that usually it's not going to stop when it breaches past the zone by the close of the day. It's why I like to wait for the close is the key. Everyone, the close is the key whenever we can look at this. 55 on the pre-market. That's a beautiful level. Support, resistance over here. You can see it found some problems there. It might be like shop and overextend, but I'm fairly comfortable with that kind of zone, and I think 55 is an exceptional area for NEO to be at, considering where Tesla is. Congratulations to NEO holders. It's a beautiful thing. And then if it does breach, let's say it breaches 60.55 and you think, oh, stupid Tom. There's a good chance from a technical perspective that the market will actually pull back and test 55 from the top down, giving you, like that NVIDIA trade, another opportunity to make a better informed decision. And that's what you want to be doing, making better informed decisions, especially in trades or investments or whatever you're looking at that you don't wish to hold. If you're buying something and you think, like that guy before with the NVIDIA wants to hold for 10, 15 years, why the hell do you care what the price action is doing today? All you care about, if you have conviction, is if the price jumps in half and gets knocked down 50%, what are you doing? You're like, damn, I'm loading up the truck because I've got conviction in my 10 to 15 year plan and I'm going to buy the damn dip. I'm going to have my buy the dips, shirt on. I'm going to buy the dip and I'm going to have my conviction. I don't care what you say, Tom, and I don't care what anyone says. Unless it makes a lot of sense. I'm going to hold to my plan. Madeline, yes, you just need to sync it. So once you sync it, you'll have the permission. Follow the instructions or message one of the mods during the stream and they will help you out with it. Victor Lau, $5.69. Tom, you're the best. Appreciate it, man. Can you have a look at CLF and NNDM? Oh, yes. Okay, we can look at them. Cleveland Cliffs, the ascending channel that just continuously does this. So it actually has stopped slightly earlier. Strange amounts of volume here. What went on this day? 25th of June. My goodness. Look at the volume. Wow. Not quite the bottom of the ascending. But you know what? You get above here. What have you done? Trough, peak, higher trough, higher peak within the ascending. Where's the next likely place that Cleveland goes? It goes up here. Goes up here to the top of our resistance ascending channel. Very nice. I love how TradingView does keep our lines. That's awesome. Not bad. CLF, that's the way we go with that one. Let's go NNDM. Nano Dimensions. Disappointing stock, I must say. I don't know why that's there. That's stupid. But I don't like the fact that it came straight under this level. So we've breached, close, bullish, 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 hits the top, so hits that little rejection wick over here, finds bearish pressure, fair enough, but it kind of needs to turn right now. So I can see why it maybe got here, because that's where the last body closes are. So somewhere between this zone here and this zone here, we want to draw a little box range, and we should fully expect that the market turns at these levels. So let's get the box range. Let's put that on the charts. There's our box. Got our box set. We're ready. 20 moving average, so we probably need to adjust it for that. There we go. So somewhere in this zone, we hope that on the smaller time frame, not the daily, we get pull down and a little lightning bolt up. I don't think all hope is lost here from the buy side. I just feel like it does need to start turning in the next couple of days of session, maybe even after non-farms. We take a look at the 1 hour again. No strength is coming out of this chart. So again, we need this type of repair, trough, peak, higher trough, higher peak, or we need some consolidation followed by, a coil structure followed by a movement up. Hey, it's not too bad. Let's just continue to hope that you get a bit of a turnaround. I would like to see the price action ideally above these two moving averages before we start to think about more bullish intention. And if it does do it, you're probably going to breach the previous zone as well. So you're going to probably breach that 930. And we talked about 10 last time. And I think we talked about this zone. I might even go higher than 10 if it starts to breach again, just because of the explosive nature and the fact that that's kind of like a flag. So if it does start to pull hard, yeah, maybe like a... no, probably 10. I'll still go with 10. 10 to the 1150 area would be the target. So you probably start scaling out of the order. Good luck. Good luck. What about Redfin? Is that... Now, that might be the stock I actually dislike. Now, tell me this. Which is the real estate stock, guys? Chat, tell me this. Where it's all about you buying real estate that you log online and you see a virtual room tour and you never go to the house. Which one is that? Which one is that? Gotham Bags, $2. Zillow. While he does TA, hit the like button. Appreciate it, man. Let's have a quick look at Zillow. This one was and is in recovery zone. We're just waiting for it to breach the 200. So all we need for Zillow to fire up, I believe, is this. We've already broken past the lower highs. Lower high, lower high. The trend line has been breached. The double bottom is in play. I just want it above here. Do I feel negative about it? No, I could see why people are already scaling into this position. But I want the breach. So which one is that? That is not Zillow. Yeah, so Zillow is like realestate.com.au in Australia. It just basically has a whole bunch of real estate and people pay money and advertise. I must admit, I stay away from real estate in America because it's totally different to our scheme here in Australia. Our scheme here in Australia is like property went down 5%. Everyone talks about it at barbecues. They put shrimps on the barbie, guys, in America. Shrimps everywhere on the barbie. Everyone's talking about property. If you don't own a property, say, hey guys, up until a year ago, if you said, hey, I own some, we call them shares here in Australia. I own some shares in Alibaba and Google. They'd say, we don't care, mate. We don't care. We talk about property. How many properties do you have? Well, I've got $2 million of Google. I don't care, man. Do you have any property? That's all Australians care about. Property, 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 property. I'm telling you, it's true. Franking credits and property are the only two things people talk about at barbecues. And when that happens, we are in like a government. If the market goes down 10%, everyone whinges and then the government support it with all these taxation policies. It's pretty much the way of the world here. Now, in the US, it's totally different. Even like in Australia, we, say I want to sell a house, we pay for it. We pay the advertising fees. Now, as far as I understand in America, you just give it to an agent, pay them an exorbitant amount of money, like 2% or 3% or whatever, and they have to pay the advertising fees. If you don't understand the market, you probably should stick the clear of it. Or just trade it with TA and not understand it and then just look for the next level and you don't care. So, hopefully this is not... We'll look at Redfin soon, but I want to breach this 124. I want to get above the 200 daily here, simple moving average. And once we do that, then I think this is on the participation phase because think about it. Support, support, support. Weird. Support. We breach. What are we doing? We're saying we're ready to go off the screen. That's what we're ready to do. Or at least to move to the next level, which is 140, then 150, then 160, then the top. So we've got some key levels here. Zillow, primarily a listing service. During pandemic, you did virtual or appointment only, but always can go and see the property. I like that kind of business. In Australia, REA, which is realestate.com.au, they make lots of money. Look at the difference in stock. Look at this. This is literally a company that went into it. Now, this company is pushing into... They're probably going to offer home loans in the future. They're probably going to offer... I don't even know. They might even at the moment. They charge for everything. And they charge a hell of a lot of money. So they've got domination of the Australian property market. Complete domination. And that's why their share price is going very, very well. The Chart Junkie says it's true. Property here in Oz. Yep, that's right. I could go to the... where am I going? I could go to like the newspaper right now. Let's have a look. Let me see here. Let's go to one of these newspapers. And I'm sure there's some whinging about property being too expensive. Don't tell me it's not there today. I'm sure it's there. There's building collapses. There's new rules about Airbnb horror attacks. And then, of course, some realestate.com.au ads. So, yeah, there pretty much is always property here in Australia. Let's have a look at Tesla now, guys. Let's move this over to actually being able to see the price. 28, there we go. Make sure I've got you all. Sorry about my rant. Sometimes I get into rants, but you know what? It's good to have... at least I'll have an opinion on stuff, yeah? If you don't have an opinion, then what are you doing? You've got to have... You might not always agree, but at least you will be able to see someone else's side of the situation. I always listen to other people's sides nowadays. I learned that's a very important factor. So Tesla, we continue to struggle to breach 700. It looks like NIO is kind of like slamming Tesla right now in the markets. And of course, people are concerned about a whole bunch of things. I don't see this as hugely negative yet, because all it's doing is it's creating a nice, beautiful market structure. Let's go down to the 1 hour. So let's have a look here. Anyway, it's not a property discussion chat, guys. I know I've started something madness, but anyway, all good. Here's the here's the channel. Here's the range. It's not a full channel, but it certainly is coil. I think, and I still maintain, if we breach 700, the party will get started on Tesla. There'll be a huge amount of buyers. They'll start to get involved in the market. And of course, at that point, at around this area here, you should see participation start to event. Now, I think you're better off waiting and seeing how this plays out. We still have a gap underneath here. We're not exactly looking super strong. I mean, yesterday's candle sucks. I mean, that's a shooting star pin bar candle, if ever you've seen one. It's not a bullish candle. But again, you breach that candle. What are you saying? You're saying, hey, we tricked you. We're going long. Sometimes, again, sitting on your hands, waiting and seeing, and then making the next decision can be one of the most powerful tactics when it comes to trading. And I think Tesla is a really good example of that. So we've done Zillow. I still think it looks good. Daily 200 Gotham just to get through that. We've got Ulrich Nielsen, DKK, $20. ICPT bought at 16, was eyeing 24. 5 pull back to 18. So I think 24.50 pull back to 18. We'll check it out in a second, man. Let's quickly do our general market once over. So Bitcoin. What can I say about this market? Oh, jeez. You know, it just proves to me time and time again why I don't want to be trading Bitcoin technically right now. And I haven't been. I've just been looking at investment levels, which has just been buying around that 30K. And I don't trust it at all from the TA perspective. Because think about it. Firstly, this is a left shoulder. This is a head. And this is a right shoulder. That is correct TA. The market moved up. This is showing us weakness in the market. Now, if this goes like this and actually goes the direction, the distance of the head and shoulders, then of course it's acting relatively technically. But I haven't seen a pattern correctly play out here on on Bitcoin for quite some time. Think about the daily. We go back a couple of days ago. We get a pullback, a movement up, a higher trough, a long leg doji, indecision candle. We get decision made, and then we have 2 weakness days. Now, it's not going to take out the proper stops that you got to put on these kind of trades. However, it is less than ideal from a technical perspective. And this is not the first time we've seen problems in Bitcoin ever since the crash over here. And again, it is why I generally do not recommend, and I don't think from an education standpoint, no recommendation, that you should, when a market crashes, you don't initially technically trade it. You make 2 choices. One, do you want to buy the dip? If you want to buy the dip, it is an investment choice. But trading this thing technically, and maybe some of you disagree. Do any of you guys think that this is the best technical market ever? Tell me, chat. I want to hear your opinions. Do you think that this is a great technical market? Or do you think that this sucks right now? I feel like it sucks. It breaches, it moves up. It's like a scalpered market. If you're in there for like a couple of minutes, then it can be okay. But if you're in there on a swing-based trade or even a longer day trade where it holds for a couple of days, it can be problematic. Ethereum, it's the same kind of thing. You know, we breached through 2050. This actually wasn't too bad. I mean, it breached through 2050 and went straight into the resistance zone that we had lined up. So that's not bad. But I'm not loving it as much as I was. Now, when a market is generally healthy and it's doing its own thing and it's, you know, everything's all good and it's just kind of like buy dips and it's up and you're looking for nice movement in the direction of the bull trend, then that's fine. But yeah, I do think it's tough. James Haas says, yes, it sucks. Victor Lau says, not for crypto. TA sucks on it. TA is awesome on crypto, generally. I think TA, I'll give you the secret time frame. The secret time frame has got to be 8 hour on Bitcoin Ethereum. It's actually pretty good. And it's historically really good, actually. But I will say the short side's hard to get into. unless you get in early and pull the trigger fast, because usually it's like epically fast. Like, look at this, just straight in. Look how fast that sells off. But the buy side stuff, like the structure in here, the movement, there's a lot of things to like about the TA here on the 8 hour on Bitcoin. But yeah, right now, look, I'm just hoping it turns around here and we start to get recovery. Where will we know again that things are starting to repair better? I would say, look, first steps first, get through here. If it sells off here, of course, the bears have got control. You can see supports, nasty bears push it down. You breach this zone, pretty decent. A lot of scalpers will then take it up to 35K. You breach the right shoulder of this stupid 2 hour, 15-minute head and shoulders, then you know, okay, it's back on and we should be moving towards 38, 40K again. Because at that point, you're basically saying, hey, we've got through that bears, we've got through this bears, suckers, and we're going to continue to push it up. And this was all just one giant fake out of nastiness. And, you know, time will tell. I might even take a snapshot of this after the stream and we'll revisit it next week when we have a few more days of trade. And let's see how these markets traded out, because I'm very interested to see when Bitcoin does the right stuff. Let's move over here. So Ethereum hit that kind of resistance. It's coming down. It's hit support now and it's bouncing around doing whatever. It's very tough to read. We need Bitcoin to recover. Bitcoin, 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 Bitcoin. Every other market impossible to read at this stage. It's all about this one. What the hell is this one doing? And we'll watch it throughout the session if something exciting does occur. Let's have a look at the US 500 index now before we do Ulrich's super chat. Let's have a quick look through here. So firstly, the daily on current movement. Now, this is the futures market. It's the day before the jobs number. Is this the best day ever to trade? Chat, tell me. Do you think that if I'm a day trader and a scalper, do I think, oh, I really want to trade the day before, you know, what is a pretty important jobs number? Yes or no? Tell me right now, guys. Yes or no? If you're in trades, you can hold them. You can make decisions. But do you really want to be entering here? Tomorrow is going to be the extravaganza, I believe. Tomorrow. Musti says, daily stock on Wall Street bets are SoFi, AMD, and AMC. Why are they on by AMD? Get out of there, guys. If they keep pushing AMD, we'll have to dump it. No, well, it's not bad. It's me moving pretty heavily here. Wait for decision made, says Hero. D. Patel says, I don't like it. Nick says, no. Jerry says, I'm kind of scared to trade options for tomorrow. I think it's a pretty important non-farms. It could be a complete fizzer. But I think you've always got to realize that there's, you know, Wall Street traders and hedge funds and all these people that realistically do have lots of money under their belts. If you talk to any of them, most of them will be like, how much returns? It's not about so much how much returns they can make. It's the returns for the risk that they need to take. That's the ratio that they care about. It's really the only ratio they care about. And when you're starting to say, okay, we've got a big piece of economic news, we've already seen it, hopefully you've seen it a little bit now, where it's not so much in our technical analysis about catching the absolute perfect. We don't want to catch the perfect bottom, because then you're setting yourself up for a disaster. And you might go to your friends, hey, I bought Bitcoin. I got it at 28.6. What did you get it for? And then someone's like, I got it for 30K because I waited. And they're like, oh, you're a noob. You're a noob, guys. Oh, come on, man. I got 28.6. I'm the best. Probably the 30K person is smarter than you, unfortunately, because they've waited for, let's say, a position that they know is a better position. Let's say we saw the lightning bolt. You're here. So you're the Timmy. You're here. Then the other person is here. Who is the bigger brain person? I would argue this person is the bigger brain person than this person because they got lucky. Luck box over here, most likely. It's all about getting part of that participation. So we look at this US 500 and we think, well, we're in the middle of nowhere land. Have we hit our trend line? No. Are we at all-time peaks? Yes. Do we have any moving averages that we can pay attention to? We've had the 4-hour 20 hit once, and down here arguably kind of hit it. Let's have a look at the SPX. So the SPX, no 4-hour 20 is hit. This is the real market now, not the futures. No moving average to hit there. 1 hour, barely hit. So is it weakening? Yes, you can see it. This trade is terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. The range is so small because it's leading into non-farm payrolls. And therefore, it's kind of like a no-no. The index is bleh at this point. We look at the US 100. Pretty nasty trade this week as well. It's been a couple of good days. We've obviously been there watching it. You look at this one, 4-hour 20, just hit this today. Movement down. So we've got shooting star down and then a potential bullish hammer closure here. Has no idea. The market's telling us, we don't know. We hit 14.6. We think that's cool, but now we have no idea where we want to go ahead of the non-farm payroll. So again, it's not telling us enough information for us to make a better decision. I don't want to come here and say, there's no glorious trade or anything like that. But I just don't feel like from a TA perspective, do I like this chart? We've got 20 moving average. Our favorite one at the moment is this, the 2-hour 20. 2-hour 20, 2-hour 20, 2-hour 20. It's moved up, hit the resistance, and then it's moved down. It hasn't really made a new high. It's kind of just made an equal high. That's not the strength that I like to see when it comes back down and hits my 20 moving average again. I want movement up, hit the 20 moving average. Movement up, hit the 20 moving average. When we get this, then we have big smiles on our faces and we're kicking ass. That's what we're doing. We're kicking ass, guys. And we are not doing it here. All those arrows looked like a snowflake. Oh, Mr. Murray, I could be like, maybe I'm an artist. By the way, if you want to know what tool I'm using Epic Pen. It's pretty cool. You can check that out if you'd like to. So all of these indices are pretty tough trades. I really feel like that. Shanghai Comp, we're still waiting for it on that 36.50 zone. We'll keep waiting for that. We'll come back to it over time. IWM, resistance, hard level to pick. And it makes sense. We're waiting for the news. US 10-year, boring. US 10-year, whatever. Gold, no idea what this thing wants to do. The only teller here, and I guess I'll teach you guys this. If you were shorting it underneath this zone, which I can understand why some people would have, you probably just wanted to be scaling in very little. Now, you actually had a couple of times to get out of this one. You think when we look at the dollar index soon, you're going to go, I can see why people would be shorting gold. And yeah, it makes sense from a logical standpoint. But when you go into the price action here and you look at this, what you usually do is, let's say you scale in a portion here. Then you wait for the pullback. The pullback occurred. And you get this kind of weird price action. You don't get like a proper lightning bolt. You get strange price action here. Then you get a long leg doji followed by a decision made bullish candle. It's not a good sign. Then you get another candle here showing you a bullish hammer. It's hard to do. And this is what takes experience in the markets. You should cut your trade. That's actually a cut trade. As soon as it moves above this point here, you got to take it out. And if you have some other position, you got to take it out as well. It sucks to do, but you've got to recognize it for what it is. You've got a bearish looking candle. You got no new low. This should be followed up by this thing falling through with massive fear and people screaming. That's what it should be. Or people trying to buy the dip on gold, buy the dip on gold. We don't want to be there. Long leg doji shows indecision at the low. That's not good. Then we've got a bullish candle that shows, okay, well, actually, all of a sudden we're bullish. And this is where I was at the webinar last night. And even during the live stream, I said, I don't like this chart from the bearish action. I wish I did, but I didn't. Then we get this one, which we didn't see during the stream. Another point, and then it suddenly goes above. This is a classic. We're going to reverse on you retail traders. We're going to stuff you over and we're going to take your money. And that is pretty much what they've done. It's about understanding these 1, 2, 3, 4 candles. And when you read the market like that and understand the psychology, you're truly going to be understanding the market, and just it'll blow your mind. It'll blow your mind. I'm telling you, once you understand that. Did I understand that the first couple of years? Hell no. No. I was on 15-minute, 5-minute charts. I wasn't top-down analysis. Neither was Ty. We weren't doing the right things. But when you put 10,000 million hours into the charts like we do, you start to read it a little bit differently. And when you think about it, it all starts to compute. It makes a lot more sense. Thank you very much, Stefan Cruz, for subscribing. Appreciate that. XLM says, they're bullies taking my lunch money. Yeah, they really are. Gold has no idea what it wants to do. Dollar index. Let's have a look at this. So dollar index hits this resistance ahead of non-farm payrolls. Again, a market will tend to coil near a key point of resistance or a key point of support ahead of big news. We go to the weekly. Where's it sitting? Arguably the most important zone it's been at for a long time. 50 exponential moving average ahead of the jobs number. It means it sucks to trade. What do? We wait and then we participate. That's what we do. And that's why you should subscribe right now and join us during the participation phase, which hopefully comes through next week once we have some clear information from tomorrow's session, or at least starting to get a bit of an idea where we're going. So US oil seems to be the only one that actually cares about doing anything. We did Square already. Let's now do Ulrich's message. He goes, ICPT, you've been very patient, Ulrich. So you are wondering whether this thing is bought at 16, was eyeing $24.50, pull back to 18. Not being able to get through the 20 moving average is probably our big issue. We couldn't breach it here. We got through, rejected, gapped up, rejected. So no bullish closure here on the weekly. And then right now we're struggling with this zone. So that's the weekly. We've done the top down there. Let's go to the daily. Looks like a double top, hey. Resistance, support. You're saying 18. I don't want that thing at 18. But if it does, that'll be the completion probably of this double top. You want it to turn right now. Right now. So it's 2020 here in the pre-market. Right now, bullish pressure must come back into this stock. If it breaches through these highs, then I think, yes, you're 20. I think actually, what's that price? Yeah, 24.50 will happen, Ulrich. All you just want this thing to turn right damn now. And if it breaches under here, unfortunately, you may be correct. $16. Oh, sorry, 18. Was it 16? Yeah, $18 may be the next level. So you're correctly analyzing the charts. Good work, Ulrich. I like it. Scott Morgan, super chat $5. Thinking there will be a pullback before July/August pop. Thoughts on $48 being sold, support for DKNG. DKNG. You love this stock, don't you? Look, we've got our trend line down. We know that we had our gap, which was followed up by big bullish pressure after the nasty hedge fund made, I don't know, accusations, I guess is all we could say about it. There was accusations going through here. And then we got that big movement up. You're saying the price is $48 for support. There is $48 support. There is $48 support. I don't know what the real price pre-action is here. Yeah, I would probably hope it holds at 50. Do we have anything better? Let's go to our... Yeah, 50, man. Previous resistance here. A little bit of weird noise here. Psychological number. I want it to breach for you now and get through this trend line and begin the super repair and then get through 55. But if it can't, something like that might be in order. Good luck and keep watching it. We'll keep watching it with you though, Scott. No worries. Kevin N says, anybody tracking BTC slapped the 30, 40, and 50 DMAs on the chart. It was rejected at the 40 DMA, then dropped, tested 30, dropped. Now it's dropping again. Sounds like a lot of MAs there, Kevin. But you can try them if you want to. Tom, I was thinking he is in Disney World. Was I? Maybe. I'm not buying the Disney stock yet. But we've got Disney on our watch charts. Let's go into some of the ones anyway that are interesting us right now. Now, for people feeling the FOMO because they missed out on the CRISPR stocks and the Beam stocks, which are CRISPR stocks, if you miss out on these, don't worry, guys. There's always another opportunity. around the corner. So don't feel the FOMO to get into it. If you miss it, you miss it. You move on to the next thing. There'll always be a next thing, and hopefully we should be following it here on the channel. And let's speak about some of the potential next big things. Now, I don't know if they're going to be as big as the bio space where it makes 50% in a few weeks, but certainly the Chinese stocks. Baba trading 226.82 here. We finally, that is an amazingly long down trend line. Nasty down trend line. And I've said this several times to everybody. This is a huge pullback in a pretty good stock. 36% during a time that logically they should be making more money. Now, I know the government was on them and all this other stuff, but it's breached the double bottom. Double bottom. Is for anyone that doesn't know, this is basically an accumulation style thing. It usually shows the end of the trend and the start of a new trend. We have had one false break before. We have a 2050 that's going to be crossing soon on the daily, a very prominent time frame. And if it does pull back here, just even to here, it should find buying pressure all the way along this 222 area. And it's got, of course, the two moving averages underneath that. So are we starting to see recover here? I think so. And I think also we have a clear first target, 240, 241. Now, it may take a couple of days, but if I'm looking at the market and I'm looking at those indices and I'm thinking, 4305 S&P ahead of non-farms, it's doing this, it's doing the worm, we don't care. The Nasdaq's looking more bearish than bullish, in terms of the day trade. And then we've got Baba kind of, doing its own thing. It doesn't really care about the market. It's an interesting type of proposition there. And we start to look through all the rest of the stocks. We did PDD before. PDD might have its time in the sun in the next couple of weeks. JD continues its movement up. So this is another one that we analyzed. We talked about it here. We talked about it here. And it's actually bulling decently right now. Like you think about it, it's up 3%. It's not bad. From the actual break crack down here, it is up 6.86%. It's not a joke. That's a pretty good percentage. We've breached the top. We've gotten to the second point here, which is about that $80. Pre-market, it's up 0.3%. And we consider how far away it is from the top. Again, from the top, 36%. From kind of a more realistic price, somewhere around 20%. So it's not too far. It's still quite far away, from its potential recovery. 2050 starting to happen. Volume, relatively stable. So everything, again, looks pretty good here. Weekly, you can see how significant this is. Trough, peak, higher trough. What are we about to see? Higher peak above 20 moving average. Now, why is the 20 moving average so important? It is the mean reversion moving average. This is the one that Wall Street, this is the one that the nasty hedge funds and everybody else, they pay a lot of attention to it. It is often the most likely place for a blue chip stock to pull back from. It breaches this zone, it gets obliterated. Okay? It gets obliterated. We scroll over to the past. It moves up, it breaches the zone, it begins a point of accumulation for quite some time. And before that, it was doing its own thing because the market in China had crashed. So, yeah, I think this is a very strong looking recovery chart and it's starting to make the right plays. And it's certainly getting interest from other players. What do you guys think? Are you interested in these types of stocks or you just don't care? It's still good TA regardless. TIGR, another Chinese stock, I believe. This is a fintech one. Beautiful buying off this level. I missed this. I didn't see it. But that's a great level, guys. Support, higher, breaches, goes up, pulls back. 2 wick rejections showing the bullish intention. And we're looking for a breach. And then, of course, a movement to the next high. Let's have a look at this on the daily. Look at that. Little double bottom here. Breach, bullishness. It's good stuff. Really good TA here on this chart. I like the chart. Look at the volume as well. Improvement as it's going up. Big participation volume here, followed by a usually large volume compared to what had happened. So boring. We see this. As a trader, you get excited. You certainly do. Baidu, disappointing day yesterday, but again, all in line with the kind of recovery that we're seeing. We look at the weekly. It's all about getting above that 20 moving average. So hopefully we can do that. And yeah, these are starting to fire. They're starting to show. We've got them in the speculatives. We're bringing them out. Get out of their speculatives. They're coming into the real list. I don't know why. Where's that other thing? That thing is actually a speculative company after checking it out. Quickly show Beam. It's still at the key level, but yeah, it is a bit of speculation for sure. So it's at the support, but a disappointing day yesterday, to say the least, on this one. So all of these stocks, they're moving. People asked about BA before. This is Boeing. So Boeing actually came down more than we'd hoped. I would have hoped it stopped around 244. It's hit 236 twice. Bounced yesterday off this level. So for it to recover, I think I probably wouldn't buy it here, even though it's the cheaper price. I'd probably wait for a breach of this and then just get involved in the participation phase. That's my feeling on something like a Boeing. All right. I think we're caught up with all the super chats. Thank you very much, as always, guys. Thank you for the members. Thank you for the people who have been buying and joining the community as well recently. I appreciate all of you guys. Let's have a look at the semiconductor index. Let's look at semiconductors. Semiconductor ETF. So you'll notice that this breached, pretty much a day ago. And someone in the private Discord community brought this up, and I guess I'll cover it now because I had a pretty big day. It is a breach. It's a pretty significant one. We saw coiling consolidation at 80% of the high. Very synonymous with breach outs on breaks. We've seen it get above that zone and then get into an all-time peak. This is, of course, an ETF of the semiconductors. And we know that this is a growing field and will continue to be a growing field over the next decade. Now, is this up an astronomical amount? Yeah, it is. And it has been running now for years. I mean, you think about it, was $47, $48. And now this thing's trading at $454. But you have to ignore that as a trader. You can't look at it that way. It's not breaching a lot of volume. Maybe I'd wait for a little bit more information from something like maybe the Fed or something, or not the Fed, but the jobs number or something. But this is a big breach. And yes, I do think it's on. We look at the weekly. You can see the strength that this is bringing with it. And there's no doubt that you should be taking the distance, extrapolating that out as a channel, and saying it's on for these stocks. Let's have a look at Qualcomm. This has been the one that most people have been hating on. What's Qualcomm doing? It's got to come back in our list. If you can believe it. Qualcomm's coming back in, guys. Why? Because instantly you see it. Do you see it? Everyone see this? Look at the weekly. Trough or lows. Resistance being breached as we speak on the weekly. As the semiconductor index goes sky high. Is that a big deal? I always think, yeah, if it makes sense, then you've got to start really interpreting this and paying attention to it. And as I said, biotech a few weeks ago, it was sweet. But it's not sweet anymore when it went up 50%. You've got to look for the next thing. There's always a rotation going on in the markets. And when we start to realize that together as a community, we kick some ass. So, yeah, I quite like the old Qualcomm or just any of these ones. Daily already breached yesterday, 2 days ago. So over here. And then it moved up a little bit more. But that's a clear thing. We can see if it's got a proofing in the market. Take the range. See if it has a market proof. Not quite, but yeah, target about 160. First target 150. It's not a huge percentage movement when you're used to something like an AMC, but it is something for sure. Got a question here from Doyle Lee. Hey Tom, couple of instruments on my radar for potential. Eat, Cake, and Geo. Keep up the fantastic TA. All right, let's have a look at a few of these. I like it when people give me good TA stocks. This one, let's have a look. What are you looking at here, sir? Whoa, that is, yeah. Okay. I feel like you're kind of looking for a recovery in a very big downward momentum. Huge volume. I don't know why. Probably not for me, that one. But I know what you're looking at. Let's have a look at this other one. Eat. Are these meme stocks? Eat. Nice pickup. This is actually much better. When you start to do enough TA, you'll end up picking ones and you'll go, that's way better. The reason why this is better, and you can see it, is that it's kind of moved down on a very consistent trend line. And this is a much, much better play from the perspective of just the TA is good. You got 2 lows which have been tested. You know that's a key level. You know you've got the series of lower peaks coming through. You know you're at a breach zone and you're hitting a 50 exponential. So if you breach, what are you doing? You're starting the recovery. You've got instantaneous problems though in your way, but much better chart for sure. And then the other one you had was cake. I hope that's not the... Oh, actually, cheesecake, you're right. You gotta be so careful here. You know, if I was looking at this stock, you could almost say that's like a Wyckoff theory stock. It's got a false break. It's got a bit of coil here with another weird false steal. That's a big false steal too. Then it's come down, and I think you're looking at it from a double bottom perspective, breach above here. You just got to be incredibly careful about your closures on a stock like this. At this stage, it looks short, but if it breaches above here, you are correct. All of a sudden, with a closure, you're starting to look at the long side. Oh, geez. Tough one. I tell you what, though, if it gets under here, 200 dailies covered in. That'd be a short potential. Short potential on the cake underneath that zone. Geo is a meme stock. Yeah, well, there you go. That stock, we don't want to go near that one if we can help it. JK Sack, $2. SOFI. Man, you guys loving this SOFI thing. Everyone's loving it. Couple of days of huge volume trade. Very little action considering. Let's have a look at the message volume. Let's check it out. Let's do some detective work together. Be like Sherlock Holmes. I was watching a Gordon Ramsay episode today of Hotel Hell. I kind of enjoy that show. And he's like gone to some hotel in America, and the guy's got this, I don't know what he's doing. He's running a hotel and he's doing a Sherlock Holmes night, and it was the worst acting you've ever seen in your life. Great stuff. Okay, so let's have a look here. Message volume up 9.91%. They're having a crack, aren't they? So this is an all-time peak in terms of discussion about this stock. Let's have a look at the funny things. This guy thinks he's going to make a lot of money. He's going into the pool. Okay. This person thinks they're going to make a lot of money. This person's got laser eyes. He's lasering everyone. And then there's a picture of a dog and Robin Hood. So what do we think from the perspective of where it's been? That chart's impossible to read. Yeah, I think everyone understands that. Like, it's up, down, all around because it's getting meme affected. The volume is through the roof in terms of everything except for the last couple of sessions here. So the volume was big and then it seems to have dropped off, if that's true. Do we have support at the 1750? Yes. Do we have a resistance breach at 2050? Absolutely. And I think that's where it gets exciting. You know, if you can breach this on an hour, get a closure above here or 2 hour or something, what's going to happen? The apes are going to feel strong and the apes will push it and they'll squeeze that thing into $24. But yeah, until it breaches through these zones, you can't really be sure. 1760 as support. This is the middle of the range, and then 24 at the resistance. That's the way I'd look at it. It's not an easy one to TA there. Not an easy one. Conscious says $2. Viac and Chris. Conscious, that's 2 stocks for $2, man. Whew. I'm not sure about that. We'll do Viac for you. Let's check it out. I appreciate the donation though, sir. Yep, look, Viac, we did this one. It initially kind of got very, very, very close to the $48. It was a good looking breakout. It's taken a breather. You can see all the moving averages here. So you've got the 200 daily, you've got the 50 exponential moving average, and you've got obviously a pull up here on the day. This stock doesn't look too bad at all. I mean, you've seen increased volume through the breach, which is good. You can see a little bit of increased volume. This is a very good recovery, a series of higher lows and equal kind of highs, which is lining up for kind of an ascending triangle, sorry. And if you take it 2/3 through, which is what you should be doing for ascending channels, taking like even more as a point, you can see how much room there is on something like this as well. There is not, don't get me wrong, that is not what you're thinking. Not $100. You're thinking more this price here, 61. Previous resistance, previous support. If you're thinking in the pie, in the sky, $100, I think you might be insane. But at this point, these are the levels we're looking at. So I like it here, and it does look relatively strong. Let's have a look at Chris. Just because we've got a few seconds here before we get into the open. Yep, decent in terms of finding some accumulation. Because of the massive gap and the massive spike, I'd be scared of it. I would want to know more about the information, but you are correct. That breach there is a thing. I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot barge pole because to me, this is not good investing, but the recovery is in play from a technical perspective. But this, it's not good. Not good. Let's go through some stocks here. TDOC. Hit the 170 target. Tried to breach it. Failed. Long leg doji. Decision made to the downside. Not the best. Could not breach through here. Closure above this zone. Great for TDOC. Didn't happen. So I could see it kind of like hovering again for TDOC and taking a little while. If it does get through here, we'll be looking at it again. It's going all the way back down the list. TDOC, goodbye. You can go underneath everything. Go down here. TDOC goes into the bad room because it hit the 170. Airbnb fans, 155 could be breached today. It's up 2% here in the pre-market. Nasty movement down, followed by a huge big pull up yesterday, 156. We're looking for 164 initially. So yeah, I mean, let's see what happens. Maybe it breaches, closes above 154, and then fires hard to 164. Still good room here for participation, and we are laser focused on Airbnb today. This is the first positive sign we've seen out of this stock, and if it does happen, you better believe we'll be checking it out tomorrow together because it's the real deal there. Snow, still in the range, nothing going on, no triggers. End phase, waiting for it to pull back down to this level, so we'll just keep watching that. ARC K, whatever. ARC G, at the zone that you expect it to be. Crisp, whatever. I mean, if you hold, like Crisp is beautiful, but you know, you can't trade it anymore. It's done everything you really asked for, I guess, if you're looking for it. Now, this is a good one. This is PLTR. So PLTR did a nasty thing yesterday. You go down to a 15-minute chart, and let's see if the chat has big brain. Chat, I'm not going to draw it. What do you see? We are 10 minutes away from the market open, by the way. We'll get there very, very soon. Thank you to the 1,380 viewers that we've got joining us. Appreciate each and every one of you. Rick Allen, $5. Super Tom, how are you going to continue holding Enphase? Yeah, so Enphase is just really pull back to that zone and then hope it bulls off. So I'll go back to it for you in a second, Rick, and we'll talk about it in a second. Chat, what do you think that could be? Susboy says, Tom, would you trade AGL at $8? AGL is an Australian utility share. Utilities are not in focus. AGL also has this stupid idea of getting their nice brand and splitting it into two companies. Have a look at that, by the way. It's disastrous. I have traded AGL recently, but I got rid of it. And now it's a utility. So if the market gets crunched, it's unlikely to get beaten too much up. But there's not much positivity coming out of that market. We'll check out maybe the chart if we can, if we've got time. Lucian says Head and Shoulders. Yes, that is correct. Head and Shoulders. So does Gunzo. So Gunzo says Head and Shoulders as well. Correct. This is the possibility of a Head and Shoulders. You got left, you got head, and you got right shoulder. Now, the problem for PLTR holders is this. Kathy Wood sold some, I believe. We'll check that out on Kathy's ARC in a second. But on top of that, it hit that resistance, 27.50. So if it hits 27.50 and it hits the resistance, do we expect a pullback? Yes. Where do we expect a pullback to? Potentially the 20 moving average on the daily. So it's a little bit more down. Let's have a look at Kathy's ARC, which is a good website if you're wanting to follow her stocks. Or some of them are probably stonks. Let's have a look at the trades yesterday for her. So we've got Path. She's buying that. She's buying PD. I actually don't mind looking at her buys and checking them out myself. Sometimes she has good ones. She's buying DKNG. Scott, you'll be happy. What else is she doing? She's buying more coin. She loves the coin. She's selling DocuSign. Thank God. DocuSign. Buying more Crisp. Good work, Kathy. Keep buying Crisp. Buy Beam. Buy Crisp. That's what I want you to do, Kathy. Not you guys, but just she can just, flood the money. I'm not sure. It doesn't look like she did sell any PLTR. Who told me that before? Or am I in the wrong fund? Oh, I am. Combined. There we go. Dumb. Yep. She sold PL. Oh, 0.3% too. She sell any more before that? No. Interesting. So she did sell some PLTR yesterday and a decent little portion of it. It is important when you're trading this stock to follow her. Unfortunately, you've got to, because people follow what she does. They get scared and it hit a resistance. So maybe she's employing the resistance brigade. Enphase, my thought process here is just hopefully it pulls. I don't mind if it pulls back here. So pull back here and then movement up towards 200 and then 220 is the aim. I mean, 220 is a clear aim for this stock. And I do have their solar on my roof, so why not? James B, super chat at $5. Can you check out Snap, please? Broke out of huge pattern since Feb. Highest monthly candle close. Big move on the measurement. Let's have a look at Snap. Snap. Yep. So a few people in the private Discord community love this stock. I do see why. It's a very good one. We've already done the analysis on it. You're correct. You're in a big channel range. You breach out, which is correct, and then your take profit would be up here, which is an all-time high. You've got to be careful of this high, but you are correct. This is technically very, very nice. It's got a great coil before the breakout. It looks like it's kind of getting ready to power through as well. If we go down to a 2-hour, it's probably going to be like a little flaggy kind of pattern with the breach on it yesterday. It does look good. It does look good. It's tough to say that looks bad technically. It looks good technically. Not my favorite stock, but who cares, Why do I care? Why do you care when it comes to these things? You've got to have risk management on your thing. If you don't have it, like if you trade and you don't have any stop losses, you better care what you're trading. You don't want to buy some piece of crap that you got to go then hold and bag hold and sit there for 6 months crying about holding it because it sucks. That's not the idea. If you're going to do that, you better be holding something you fundamentally believe in. So remember, trading systems, it's all different to each one of you. And that's why you shouldn't take signals and you shouldn't do those types of things. Understand it, get better at understanding it, and trade accordingly. And invest accordingly. Alpha T says, Tom, I want the music. And then Truly Messiah says, flood the money. Are we at 500 likes? We're not 500 likes, guys. We're at 445. Get us there right now, everyone, as we prepare for Thursday market open, the day before the jobs numbers. Join us tomorrow. It's going to be a cracker. Remember, you got to be up 1 hour before the market opens and at least another 15 minutes before that with your coffee in hand ready for the stream, because we're going to be taking you into the jobs numbers. We are going to be interpreting them hopefully a little bit and following them through. Beyond traders, this thing still looks like it's firing. It's just slowly melting up. Each day has been a little 1% gain, which is nice. It's obviously incredibly speculative. We'll go through quickly here the GME and AMC coming into the market. GME, I don't know if it's moving. Let's have a look. GME. Where are you, GME? Okay, so GME is doing nothing and AMC is doing nothing. Absolutely dead. They're dead. Still stuck in the range for AMC. Nothing changes with our analysis there. It is what it is. Eric. Huang? I'm not sure. I probably mispronounced your name. Eric, welcome to the Stonk Squad. Thank you so much for joining us. And welcome aboard. Enjoy the little emoticons and your new name. And hopefully you remain a subscriber so you get the rainbow rocket next to your name. That's awesome. All right, let's scroll this in. We got 3 minutes. Let's play some hype music as well as we get ready for the market open. We'll chuck Tesla on the charts. We'll see how that thing fires for the morning. I think what we might do as well is we might just have a quick look here at the pre-market. What's moving hard? Let's have a look. Screener. What is moving hard? As always, you guys can vote for one, and I'll chuck one in based on this screen. So we've got Equifax, Zscaler. Lululemon. Okay, not too bad. Green side, we have probably maybe watch Airbnb in, you know. Airbnb is actually interesting today. All right. Watch Airbnb down here. I've made the decision on the Airbnb. We'll put the NASDAQ on because it's probably the best index to be checking out on 15-minute chart. So we'll watch that. I don't think it's a good day to trade the NASDAQ. I mean, maybe you disagree with me, but I've been around for about 12 years, so I wouldn't. I feel like, you know what? I'm just chill. I can chill. AMD, Baba, ARC W. Yes, ARC W. That was the one she took it out of, I think. Let's have a look here. We'll get the intro up. We've got 2 minutes till the market open. Let's play a little bit of intro for you guys. So, as we come in to the market Thursday, Papa Jerome's been working hard behind the scenes, manipulating jobs figures. That's made up, by the way, but he is. And tomorrow we'll find out what's going on. Oh yeah. Maybe we'll get that on some stock. Hey Graham. Graham, if you're around, just let me know. I'll mod you, man. I didn't know you were in here tonight. Graham, speak up right now. You need a mod. Also, Kim from the room, message me and I'll mod you on here as well. I need more mods. Good mods. All right, 1 minute away from the open. Thank you again, Eric, and thank you for the subscribers coming in here today. Here we go. Open is here. I missed the bell because I was playing that hype music. Let's do it. Ding, ding, ding. Thursday, market open. I'm more excited for tomorrow than today. But anyway, we are open here. Airbnb opens up. It doesn't hold that initial kind of like excitement phase. So what you're looking for on Airbnb here today is a daily closure above this 50 moving average and above these wicks ideally. Pretty much just above this. Above. Can Airbnb hold the zone? That's what we're going to be looking for. In fact, I'm going to put a little line there for tomorrow. I'm going to be watching that one very closely. Let's scroll through the market. So we've got Bitcoin making a slight recovery, 33.7. Certainly not out of the woods on that thing. We'll put Baba on the chart here because people wanted it. Where is the Baba? There's the Baba. So as we suspected, it looks like where are we? The Chinese stocks are probably holding their best today. Baba up 0.55%. It sucks, but you know, it's better than the others. Beam Therapeutics up again 0.75%. JD flat. TIGR down 0.58. Baidu down 0.05. We've got Square opening down 0.5. Snow, Apple, Enphase down. CRISPR down 1.17 after that big move. Beam's the beast. NNDM up 1.94. And then actually all of the old boomery stocks, the ones in the short potential, are going long. So this means that the rotations into the S&P and certainly not the tech after that large move. So S&P 4306. It's probably a little bit early to really tell exactly what's going on in the retail hour. But I do expect... You know what? I wouldn't even bother guessing today on the movement. It's a coin flip either way for me. We're not seeing strong technicals either way. Maybe you get a bit of bullishness into the market announcement just for no reason at all. You're always going to go optimistically bullish, aren't you, at this stage with the markets at all-time highs? But yeah, you'd be guessing. We hope Tesla gets past 700 because that will start, I'm sure, some nice bullish momentum. Gold also showing 1780 with the nasty double pump fake on the side, and US oil is about to hit the almighty number 76. Let's see. Oh yeah, come on, 75.97. And it slows down. Let me get that up. Come over here. Where are you? Where are you, gold? Wait, gold? No, US oil. Look at it. Did it hit it? Oh, it already hit 76. Beautiful stuff. Congratulations to oil traders. So it looks like the pretty much the rotation here is into the industrials, into that type of thing. Good way of checking this out if you haven't already. Go jump on, log in, get a free copy of Koifin, which is completely free. And then you can click on this and you can kind of watch it like the races here. You can check it out and you can check all the little sectors and how they're going and how they're moving through. Let's chuck semiconductors on here quickly. Semiconductors. So semiconductors down the most. Oh, that could be good soon. So we'll check those semiconductors out tomorrow as well. I'm excited for semiconductors. And I'm excited to see what ends up occurring here. So remember, Koifin, great app. Ticker, great app. TradingView, obviously, link in the description below. Click it if you want to support the channel and you're thinking of buying the subscription to TradingView. I do get a clip. I'm going to tell you right now, I do. But it doesn't come at any cost to you. And Tesla, we want above 700. You know, considering the NEO move, that if Tesla gets above 700, the participation is going to be sweet as well. So I'm excited. I'm excited for Tesla, actually. If it does the right thing, it could be really, really nice. I'm looking at this, hardcore, Airbnb. Going to watch that one through. And then, of course, all of the Chinese stocks. Look at them all. See? Look at them. Look at them. They're the only ones up. Nasty, nasty Wall Street. Nasty. CLNE is doing things. Did I remove that from the list? Probably. There's so many of these meme stocks, I get lost, and then we have to put them back on there. PLTR is getting destroyed. Let's have a look. PLTR, where is that? 2.77, yeah. Unfortunately, we're going to have to... Well, I'll keep it there because you guys trade it. But, yeah, Kathy Wood killed your PLTR. And it hit that resistance. And unfortunately, it was too much for it. But it hopefully will turn around in the future. All right, guys, we'll leave you for today. We'll be back tomorrow. Remember, get here for tomorrow. It's a big one. I don't care. I don't want excuses. I want to see you all here. We're going to get it done. I'm going to bring in some coffees. I've got a crazy, weird ginger beer that I'm going to try on the stream just to get, whatever. It's Friday. It's going to be fun. By the time you guys are watching it here in America and the UK and everything else, everywhere else around the world, Europe, etc., Asia, it's totally different time. So remember, when it's your breakfast and morning, it's probably my midnight. And for New Zealanders, it's about 2 a.m. in the morning. Catch everyone. Enjoy trading the best market in the world. And, of course, we will see you tomorrow. And I hope Bitcoin recovers for you crypto traders because Bitcoin market, come on. Just get a recovery. Just bring it home and finally get back up to the 40K. I think I caught up with all the subscriptions and stuff. Yep, I did. Thank you very much, everyone. See you tomorrow. PK Subban says, I sold just to rub it in PLTR faces. Look at him. He's like, I sold PLTR, $27. Smiley face. Good work, PK Southern. But still, I feel bad for people that didn't. A few other people said sold PLTR as well. Yeah. It seems to just be, it's really just these Chinese stocks and a few very select hyper stocks that are going through right now, other than some of the beaten down industrial sectors, etc. Okay, cool. Graham and Kim, I will mod you right now. Let me get you in before we end the stream. Okay, where are you? Also, Thad, if you're there, you woke me up last night, man. Spamming CRISPR on me. I don't know why I woke up to it, but I did. Oh, there's Graham.